Being a landowner of sort gives you some form of comfort and with the starting point at least. I'm Andrew Sirel, married to one wife, got 3 kids. Never saw myself owning a house. This came as a beautiful surprise.
Well, my parents didn't raise me to live with them forever. So just learning from watching them and other people around me, I'd always hoped that one day I would own my own home.
Partnership that we entered into is to enable positive futures for the population of Zimbabwe, to ensure that we contribute to the housing stock of the country and also reduce the national housing list. People who had never dreamt of owning a house, people who are in the informal sector, we enabled them to put a roof over their heads.
So it feels great to be a homeowner, particularly living in Zimbabwe where things are really difficult. It's great to know that I don't have to worry about the roof over my head. I was excited about when I actually signed the papers and they said, this is your home. Now I'm already thinking, what's next? I would definitely do it again if another opportunity came that worked. So I'd definitely encourage other people to take something like this on.
It's a very good afternoon. You're watching ZTN News Blitz. Let's take a quick look at our top stories. Government ready to match workers' salary demands. 3,500 women face gender-based violence between January and February. Tributes pour in for the late Magufuli. And in sport, PSL gears up for resumption. As Zimbabwe intensifies its vaccination program, retired health workers and army personnel will be engaged to establish more inoculation centers. Vice President and Minister of Health and Childcare, Dr. Constantino Chiwenga, said this after receiving his second dose for the Sinopharm jab in Harare. To date, a total of 39,607 frontline workers have been vaccinated. Vice President Chiwenga said this is critical for the country to achieve herd immunity.
We are now expanding our staff which is doing the vaccination. We are now engaging the medical staff from the uniformed forces, medical staff from the local authorities, medical staff, our retired medical staff. We are calling them in effect because if we are to achieve the 60% herd immunity, we have to do it faster and we have to have enough manpower on the ground. And at the same time, we'll continue to do with our, to educate our corporates so that they understand.
Public workers in Zimbabwe are demanding a minimum salary of 30,000 Zimbabwe dollars for them to return to work. Last week, teachers gave notice to down tools after inconclusive salary negotiations with their employer. They had been offered a 25% salary increase, which would have seen the least paid receiving $16,752. Currently, the lowest paid public worker earns $14,500. Progressive Teachers Union of Zimbabwe Secretary General Raymond Majongo spoke to ZTN.
As of now, the PTUZ demand was pay us the 30,000 that every other civil servant is earning. Then we will be back at work and we will be offering the quality service that we know. Then thereafter we start negotiating. Not when some of our peers are earning 30,000 and teachers are earning 15,000.
Zimbabwe Confederation of Public Sector Trade Union Secretary David Zatsunga speaks.
What we have said to government is that it would be unseemly, unfair for government to even consider a cost of living adjustment that is below what they have given other civil servants. which it certainly won't be acceptable.
However, ZTN is reliably informed that government is now ready to match the workers' demands and an offer will be made at a meeting next week. Moving on, at least one woman faced gender-based violence in every 25 minutes in Zimbabwe between January and February this year. According to a latest report from SASA Project, 3,500 women were abused in those 2 months. The report added that 601 of those cases were sexual abuse. SASA Project Director Precious Taru spoke to ZTN correspondent Mirai Nsingo.
We continue to see cases of violence increasing. Just doing an analysis of what we have between January and February this year is a reflection of how cases continue to rise. Looking at January alone, we had a total of 1,425 cases being reported, and of these 269 were sexual violence cases. In February, the cases actually peaked to 2,107, and of these 332 with sexual violence cases. It's a worrisome trend.
Kushunguruzwa kwamadzimai idambudziko remunhu wese.
"43-year-old Prosper Chinagwe from Harare bled to death after being cut by a surgical razor blade on the leg in a ritual that went wrong. The ritual, known in Shona language as Kutemwa Nyora, involves performing slight incisions on the skin using a razor blade to administer traditional medicine. The incident happened in Highfield suburb on Sunday. Mr. Chinagwe died from loss of blood upon admission at Salim Mugabe Hospital in Harare. Spiritual healers Elina Rumungo and Dorothy Mbano have since been arrested in connection with the death. National Police spokesperson Assistant Commissioner Paul NYATHI confirmed the incident to ZTN.
Prosper Chinagwe vakasungwa vanopana anonzi Elina Rumungu and makore 36 neanonzi Dorothy Mbano achinzi part of the healing process yavaita vanhu vacho.
The family of the late former Studio 263 actress Anne Nira says her death is being treated as a murder case and police in South Africa are searching for leads. Nira, who starred as Vimbai in the soapie, died last week in South Africa. She succumbed to injuries sustained during a robbery. Her body is expected in Zimbabwe on Friday. Family spokesperson Florence ZIYAMBI spoke to our correspondent Samantha Rusare.
By Thursday they might be through so that the body is delivered, transported on Friday. Yeah, and if that's the case, then we are likely to have the burial per weekend. Harare at Zororo Memorial Park. The matter, the police are handling that matter as well, because it's now a criminal case because she was murdered. Remember, she was murdered in the course of a robbery. Yes, so it's a police case. So the South African police, they're investigating the matter as well.
Did you know that you can now get Dove's funeral cover from the comfort of your home? Simply visit our social media platforms, Facebook page, Dove's Holdings. Visit our website, www.doves.co.zw. Email callcenter@doves.co.zw. So get your Dove's funeral cover from anywhere you are, with no hustles and no need to travel. Only with Doves. Doves, for the ones you love.
In news from beyond our borders, the East African community has been plunged into mourning following yesterday's death of Tanzania and Chama Cha Mapinduzi Party President John Pombe Magufuli. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta has declared 7 days of mourning in his honor. Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan announced his death on state television, citing heart complications. Nicknamed the bulldozer for his devotion towards public works, Magufuli was popular for his stance against corruption and efforts in reducing government spending. May his soul rest in peace. Chama Cha Mapinduzi parliamentarian Eli Bariki Emmanuel Kingu spoke to ZTN.
The son who sacrificed his life to make sure that the progress of this country are being witnessed by marginalized groups in the country. We have lost, we have lost, we have lost. We have seen dramatic changes that have happened in our country for a short period of time, but the president has gone. Dr. Magufuli has gone. May his soul rest in eternal peace. We are praying for the unity to prevail in our country. Let we stand united in.
Magufuli's demise will see Vice President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan taking over the presidency for the remainder of Magufuli's term until 2025, in line with Tanzania's constitutional provision. She becomes the first female leader in the East African region. In other news, Indian railway authorities have ordered a probe after a train with 64 passengers ran backwards for several kilometers on Wednesday. According to officials, a Tanakpur-bound train started moving in the opposite direction. On Wednesday, according to officials, a Tanakpur-bound train started moving in the opposite direction before reaching its destination. The probe was ordered after a video of the incident went viral on social media. Authorities have said that none of the passengers on board were harmed. Up next, a sport.
Introducing the COVID funeral plan from Doves. This policy covers death from COVID-19 or COVID-19 related funerals. The Doves COVID funeral plan is effective immediately with no waiting period. For more information, please contact 0731 772 784, 0731 772 782, WhatsApp 0731 750 989, email callcenter@doves.co.zw. Visit our website www.doves.co.zw or visit the Doves Holdings Facebook page. Doves, for the ones you love.
Looking at the world of sport, the Zimbabwe Premier Soccer League says they have accepted conditions set by the Sports and Recreation Commission to resume football. They are getting down to business ahead of the restart.
The league is currently in the process of engaging stakeholders to discuss steps to be taken to meet the set conditions for the safe and appropriate return of football. The process will involve COVID-19 testing, pre-season training, registration of players and inspection, as well as the sanitization of stadia to be used before the commencement of competitions.
We also spoke to Black Rhino Secretary General Edward Mutukwa about pre-season.
This is the time that we have been waiting for. Everyone is happy within the Black Rhinos family. We are more than prepared to start our preparations if the formal go-ahead comes about. But all the same, we'll start from where we left from. Us as a club, we have not dismantled our club. Our club is still intact. We still have the same players that we had prepared for in 2020, except for one or two that have left the club.
Defending Logan Cup champions Mountaineers are desperate for points. The Mutare side is taking on Tuskers at HARARE Sports Club. Mountaineers are searching for a first win after losing their opening match to Eagles. Another defeat could dent their bid for a fourth consecutive Logan Cup title. In the other match, Rocks are playing Rhinos at Old Harareans and log leaders Eagles are on a bye. Well, that's all we had for you this afternoon. Remember to connect with us on our social media platforms, Twitter @ZTN_news, Facebook, Zimpapers TV Network, Instagram @ZTN. Remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, ZTN. You can also visit our website, ztn.co.zw, for more updates. Thank you for watching.
Being a landowner of sorts gives you some form of comfort and with the starting point at least. I'm Andrew Sirel, married to one wife, got 3 kids. Never saw myself owning a house. This came as a beautiful surprise.
Well, my parents didn't raise me to live with them forever. So just learning from watching them and other people around me, I'd always hoped that one day I would own my own home.
Partnership that we entered into is to enable positive futures for the population of Zimbabwe, to ensure that we contribute to the housing stock of the country and also reduce the national housing list. People who had never dreamt of owning a house, people who are in the informal sector, we enabled them to put a roof over their heads.
So it feels great to be a homeowner, particularly living in Zimbabwe where things are really difficult. It's great to know that I don't have to worry about the roof over my head. I was excited about when I actually signed the papers and they said, this is your home. Now I'm already thinking, what's next? I would definitely do it again if another opportunity came that worked. So I'd definitely encourage other people to take something like this on.